In July 2022, robbers followed a motorist to his residence and entered his compound, ordering him out of the vehicle. Instead of complying, the victim remained inside, locked the doors, and used his car to repeatedly reverse into the robber's getaway vehicle. The impact caused severe damage, preventing the suspects from escaping as planned. Unable to continue the robbery, they fled on foot, abandoning the attempt. The victim escaped unharmed. While this defensive action stopped the crime, experts warn that using vehicles as a defensive tool can rapidly escalate danger. Collisions can cause serious injury or unintended harm to bystanders. Safety professionals recommend situational awareness, secure gates, lighting, and immediate escape routes rather than confrontation. Vehicle resistance should only be considered when escape is impossible and immediate danger is present. In July 2022, a robber entered a store and threatened the cashier at gunpoint, demanding money from the register. The cashier complied, placing the cash on the counter. During the process, the robber made a serious mistake by setting his firearm down while collecting the money. Recognizing the opportunity, the cashier grabbed the weapon and advanced toward the suspect. Realizing the situation had reversed, the robber panicked and fled immediately. The robbery ended without injury. While this outcome was successful, security experts caution that disarming an attacker carries extreme risk. Firearms can discharge accidentally under stress. Experts advise compliance first, using resistance only when escape options are limited and a clear opportunity presents itself. Silent alarms, cameras, and trained responses remain safer long-term protections for retail workers. In July 2022, a woman walking along the street was targeted by a robber on a motorcycle who forcefully snatched her bag and attempted to escape. As the suspect struggled to start the motorcycle, the victim screamed for help. Her calls immediately drew attention from nearby shop owners and pedestrians who rushed toward the scene. Outnumbered and exposed, the robber abandoned the attempt and fled without the stolen property. The robbery failed. Experts note that visibility and public awareness can disrupt crimes in progress. However, they caution that group confrontations can quickly turn violent if emotions escalate. The safest approach remains staying in well-populated areas, securing belongings, and alerting authorities rather than physically confronting suspects. Community vigilance works best when paired with restraint and coordination. In July 2022, a robber entered a pawn shop and demanded cash and valuables from the owner. The owner appeared compliant, handing over items while the suspect focused on the theft. Suddenly, the owner launched a counterattack, striking the robber and disarming him during a violent struggle. The suspect was overpowered, and the robbery ended on the spot. While the owner regained control, experts strongly warn that sudden resistance against armed criminals can provoke severe retaliation. Physical confrontations inside small shops place employees and customers at high risk. Security professionals emphasize prevention through controlled access points, surveillance cameras, barriers, and silent alarms. These measures reduce reliance on last-second physical resistance and provide safer outcomes during robbery attempts. In June 2022, a motorist became the target of an attempted armed robbery when a suspect parked nearby, exited his vehicle, and opened the driver's door expecting compliance. What the robber did not anticipate was that the driver was armed and alert. The victim immediately opened fire, forcing the attacker to retreat as an accomplice fled in a getaway car. The driver continued firing toward the escaping vehicle, stopping the robbery attempt. Although the victim survived unharmed, experts warn that gunfire in public areas presents extreme danger to bystanders and nearby vehicles. Defensive firearm use should be a last resort. Authorities stress avoidance, secure parking, situational awareness, and rapid escape as safer strategies whenever possible. In June 2023, Two armed robbers on a motorcycle stopped pedestrians during the evening and robbed them at gunpoint. After taking valuables, the suspects attempted to flee on their bike. What they didn't realize was that a nearby driver had witnessed the entire crime. As the robbers accelerated away, the driver deliberately struck the motorcycle from behind. The impact sent both suspects crashing to the ground, instantly ending the robbery and escape attempt. Authorities were alerted shortly afterward. While the intervention stopped the crime, experts strongly warn that vehicle ramming is extremely dangerous. Such actions can cause fatal injuries to suspects, victims, or uninvolved bystanders. Law enforcement advises prioritizing observation, reporting, and maintaining distance rather than using vehicles as weapons. Situational awareness and timely police response remain far safer ways to address violent crimes in public spaces. In September 2022, a robbery attempt unfolded in slow-moving traffic when a thief tried to snatch a bag from a motorist vehicle. A nearby biker witnessed the attempt and reacted immediately, riding directly toward the suspect and striking him. The impact forced the robber to abandon the stolen bag and flee. The biker pursued briefly, and nearby pedestrians joined in, surrounding and restraining the suspect until help arrived. The robbery was successfully stopped. While community action prevented the crime, safety professionals caution that direct physical intervention in traffic environments is highly unpredictable. Moving vehicles, panic, and crowd reactions can quickly escalate into serious injury. Experts advise that observation, clear communication, and contacting authorities are safer alternatives whenever possible, especially in congested public areas. In July 2022, an armed robber entered a gadget store and aggressively confronted an employee, demanding money while pushing and striking him at gunpoint. The robber forced the worker behind the counter and became increasingly violent. During the chaos, the employee noticed a brief lapse in the robber's attention and decided to fight back. A violent struggle followed, ending with the worker gaining control of the firearm. With the weapon turned against him, the robber panicked and began pleading. The robbery ended without further harm. While the employee survived, experts emphasize that resisting armed attackers carries extreme risk. Firearms can discharge accidentally, and stress can cause unpredictable reactions. Security specialists recommend barriers, alarms, and rapid police response over physical resistance. In June 2019, two robbers entered a store, one of them armed with a firearm. The armed suspect attempted to restrain the store owner while reaching for his weapon. Instead of complying, the owner fought back. As the second robber fled, a close-quarters struggle continued inside the store. Using his martial arts training, the owner managed to overpower the armed suspect and render him unconscious. The robbery was completely stopped. While the outcome favored the victim, experts warn that fighting armed criminals at close range is extremely dangerous. Even trained individuals face serious risk of injury or death. Authorities stress that avoidance, compliance, and layered security measures are far safer than relying on physical combat. In March 2012, a petty thief boarded a public bus pretending to be a passenger. He attempted to snatch a woman's bag but failed, laughing it off as a joke. Moments later, he tried again. A bystander outside the bus noticed the suspicious behavior and quickly closed the bus doors, trapping the suspect inside. As the thief attempted to escape, the bus driver intervened and restrained him until help arrived. The theft attempt failed. Transit authorities highlight this case as an example of coordinated awareness. However, they caution passengers against direct confrontation. Vigilance, communication with drivers, and use of security systems remain the safest ways to prevent theft on public transportation.